What is good, my fellow warriors of light? This is your host, Lotus Moon, with another Mobius Final Fantasy video. So this video is actually going to be a discussion video. There's quite a few topics I've been wanting to talk to you guys about. Hear what you guys have to say, what you guys think about them. There's a lot of changes coming up to Mobius, and these have been on my mind for a while, and I wanted to kind of cover them. But before I get into that, I just want to say first I apologize for the lack of content this past week. I actually got pretty sick, so I was not able to make some videos I planned on making earlier. But enough about that. Yeah, this is going to be a discussion video. A lot of changes are happening to Mobius, maybe for the good, maybe for the bad. Let me just kind of give you a brief summary of what this video is going to be about to see if you're interested in watching this video. First, I'm going to talk about the August update. As we know, it's going to be anniversary month next month, but there's also going to be a lot of other changes to this game. As you know, August is also going to be the beginning of the job summon banner being gone. And with that, what does that mean for us? Possible magicite farming, and other ideas I have that might come with that. Also, I want to talk to you guys about the future of Mobius in general. And I'll talk more about that because, just briefly, if you know, if you follow Japan at all, the main story just ended in Japan. You know, chaos is gone or whatever. So I wanted to talk to you guys what you think is the next step for Mobius to keep evolving. Next thing I want to talk about is actually the Supreme cards in this game and the power creep that it's continually imposing on us. And the last thing is about just hacker problems in this game. I've definitely been seeing more and more problems, not just in the game, but other things as well. So first off, I want to talk to you guys about the August update. So as you know, in case you're watching this video in the future, currently, if you go to your summon cards, you can still see this banner here called the job summon right here. It was a pool of basically all the normal jobs, and you had 100% guarantee to get a job. As you can see here, it says a job summon will merge with the greater summon in August. So it's just saying that you can try to obtain all the jobs if you don't already have them. So this is going away in just a very short while now. Now, my thoughts on this is, well, it's definitely going to be costing more summon tickets per job in the future. Now, hopefully this is going to be offset with the future magicite farming coming to global. Now, Square Enix has not given us any information, of course. We know how they are. They don't like to give us any kind of warning of, seems like, what their plans are. But there has been a few hints, maybe even confirmation that magicite farming will be coming to global. And I know many of us are very excited about that. But what does it exactly mean? Now, I mean, let's face it, guys. We know Square Enix, how they are. They're in this to make a profit and to make money. So if they're going to give us something as good as magicite farming, you know there's going to be some takeaways as well. So guys, you know, this is just my prediction, so don't hold me to what I'm saying. This is just my own thoughts, okay? This is a discussion video. But I've actually had this idea for a while now that they are going to remove the magicite distiller. So we've had this distiller since the game opened in global. It was unique to global because we didn't have the ability to farm magicite. So instead, they gave us this little bar here. Every 16.5 hours or so, we could get 100 magicite for free. Now, if global introduces magicite farming, I believe you're going to have to say bye-bye to the magicite distiller. Now, you know, what does that mean? You know, is this even a big deal? To some of us, it is. To others, it's not. If you're someone that plays constantly, and just assuming, for now anyway, let's assume that global is going to copy and paste the magicite farming from Japan. So if that is the case, and they take away the distiller, and you have a lot of free time to play this game, it's not going to affect you. In fact, you're going to be very happy because you're going to have a lot more magicite per day, being able to farm it. But for more casual players, or maybe people that have a more busy life schedule, the distiller is actually a pretty decent feature, I feel like. It's always nice. A lot of times I find myself just logging in to collect my magicite from the bar because my life is pretty busy, let's face it. So it's always nice to have that as at least a minimal amount of magicite income coming in. But if we get farming, I'm just saying, guys, I'm pretty sure they will take it away. Now, I hope they don't, I'm just saying, I hope they keep the distiller as well, but I just don't see that happening, if I'm being completely honest. I think that's going to be going away. Like I said, I hope they keep it, but chances are they're going to take it away. Now, what is the second thing that magicite farming I feel like is going to bring to global? Well, guys, as you know, even though we do have this pretty expensive job, doing greater summons to try to get jobs is pretty expensive. But at least we have the pity pool that we get a guaranteed job that is not a duplicate, right? So I have this fear, guys, that with magicite farming, they're gonna take away the no duplicates in the summon here for jobs. So that means I think they're going to introduce that you can now pull duplicate jobs in the job summon. So how do I feel about that? Honestly, I feel like it'd be a giant kick to the balls, guys. All this time, most people online have been saying, try to complete your job pool right here. Complete your job pool, get all your jobs so that future jobs will be easier to get. Well, if they introduce duplicate jobs and you can pull jobs that are duplicate than the ones you already own, then that kind of goes out the window a little bit. I mean, at least you do have all the jobs that you wanted, but for future players it might be better. I don't know. But for the rest of us, I feel like, we spend a lot of time trying to complete our job pool. But if they give us duplicate jobs, I honestly would be very upset. I honestly, just kind of like a brief history lesson for myself, how I started playing. I was very excited when this game was coming to global because I heard some things about it in Japan and it looked really exciting. I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. And I was also very happy to hear that originally, anyway, they were talking that this is going to be different from Japan, that this is going to have more guaranteed summons, less gacha rolling, because honestly, I don't like gacha games. I don't like games that has the gacha system. I think it's just a very, very greedy game designing choice to take advantage of people's gambling and try to milk people for their money. But that's just how I felt about it. I'd rather pay something and then have it guaranteed. But anyway, besides that, if they do have dupe jobs, let me know what you guys feel about that. Like I said, this is just my own. I don't know for sure if this is going to happen or not. I hope to hell it does not happen. But if they do have duplicate jobs, then they will definitely have to increase the rate in which jobs are being summoned. Because if they keep the current job pool rate and they introduce duplicates, well, that's just going to be complete trash. I think if they introduce duplicate jobs, they're going to definitely have to increase the chance of jobs being summoned. Maybe even a guaranteed summon per job per summon. I don't know. But those are just a couple of things I feel like we might be losing if they do give us magicite farming. Now, I don't want this video to be all negative, but so let's talk about the anniversary a little bit for a second. So next month is anniversary. I'm not sure how global is going to handle it, but anyway, in Japan, they did have 4 legend jobs come out at their 1-year anniversary. Now, most of you already know about Squall and Zidane, but Mascot Moogle and Mascot Tonberry should be also coming at the 1-year anniversary. So I did pull up a couple of them anyway. Here is Zidane. He is an awesome legend job. This is actually one I've been wanting to get for a very long time. He has a very good rating, so this is one I'm really looking forward to. as well as Squall. Squall just looks unbelievably amazing. Let's see if I can find him. I have so many things up right now. Here he is. Squall looks awesome. I really want his weapon too, even though I have the Braveheart. This is a really good job. So yeah, Squall's coming out. Now as far as the mascots go, I'm not, Japan got them. They're funny. They're not terrible. This one is actually a monk defender job. Really, really funny looking costume. Same thing with the Tonberry. I'm not gonna go into details of these jobs, but this is what Japan got. We don't know how they're going to release them in global. I just want to say that to keep things straight. I don't know at all how global is going to handle it. We have no news yet as of today. And I kind of feel like they're gonna spread them out. I don't think they're just gonna release them all at the same time. At least from what we've seen, history teach us from global. Just like when the mythic legend jobs first came out, they were not released in a batch. They kind of slow rolled them to us. Remember, I think last year in December was Mythic Sage, and then January, first part was Mythic Ninja, and then finally the Mythic Knight. So I expect maybe something similar. They might have like maybe 1 or 2 jobs in the opening of the month, and then maybe at the end of the month they might release another one, or maybe even spread them out even further to a second month. Who knows? But these are just some jobs, they're all legend jobs. But these are just some jobs you might want to keep an eye on for the future. The Moogle and the Tonberry, I'm not going to talk about them now. I'm not saying they're good or bad, but these are just some jobs coming that you want to look out for. As far as event cards go for this legend, for the anniversary, this is one I've been keeping my eye on for a while. It should be coming out next month. Like I said, I don't have any confirmation except from what Japan got. But if global follows Japan, then we will be getting this one's called Live in Palamecia, or Life in Palamecia, whatever the translation is going to be. It's a very strong card. It's basically a quicken. So if you have Regalia, you don't necessarily need this card, except that this is a 5-starable card. It is a little bit better than Regalia. So if you don't have Regalia, this is a great card. Same thing if you don't have Garuda, which was the Final Fantasy XIV legend card. This is going to be a good source of Quicken. So this is a card. It looks really cool. It should be coming next month in the anniversary. That's one card you might want to look out for to get. And this card right here, this is going to be a game-changing card in multiplayer for supports. This is going to definitely be maybe a must-bring for the future support jobs. It's called a New Journey. Basically, it's a card that converts all your elements into all life orbs. So as you can imagine, that's very strong. Currently in global, really, unless you have Aerith, you don't have anything that powerful. But this one's going to be able to let you convert all your orbs into recovery element, which is the life orbs. And one thing about this card that is really good too, it does cost 4 life orbs, which is steep. So any other cards that can give you a guaranteed life orb in the beginning of the match is going to help for this. You may want to consider bringing a weapon. I know a few weapons in global have prismatic orb starter as one of the extra auto abilities, so that's also a good idea to bring to help you do this turn 1. If you can do this turn 1 and spam all your buffs, it's pretty good. One good thing to mention about this card though, Elisa has the expanding skill recovery element twice. So you see here, so once you use this card, even though it costs 4, it should recover 2 life orbs back to you. So at least in a way, it kind of only costs 2 life orbs since it's refunding you 2, but I don't know if that really matters because it's gonna be changing all your orbs into life anyway. So I don't really think that matters at that point, but it is kind of cool to look at these extra skills. But yeah, these are 2 cards you may definitely want to think about getting next month, depending how they release it. I don't know if it's gonna be like an event banner for the anniversary, or if it's going to be like early acquisition, or how they're going to release these cards to us in global. There is one other card. Well, there's a few cards coming out next month probably. One of them is going to be Sleep, the first card that will introduce the debuff Sleep. It puts your enemy to sleep for several turns. I'm not going to talk about that card here. I don't know if it's really that important. It's kind of cool, but also Yellow Ribbon's probably coming out. But anyway, those are the main two cards I wanted to mention, though. Especially this New Journey is going to be a game changer in multiplayer. So yeah, that's pretty much all I want to talk about as far as the anniversary. We will see how that goes. Hopefully we get a lot of free stuff. I'm hoping Square Enix does not drop the ball and makes it a very exciting anniversary. Gives us, free summons, free summon tickets, free cards, all kind of good stuff. So I'm hoping they make it a very exciting month, which I think it will be. Now, guys, next thing I want to talk about was the future of Mobius. So, like I mentioned earlier in the intro of the video, Japan, I think it was a Chapter 8, Part 2. It's the final chapter, and, the main story is done. No more chapters. So, what does that mean for Global in the future, or I guess Mobius in general? So, I've been watching this closely. I haven't heard any news yet as from Japan, but well, this, just like a quick spoiler alert, I'm going to show you a picture I saw at the end of the credits of the end of the Mobius. So just skip ahead or just, close your eyes for a second. But I did want to share this picture with you because it is very interesting. It's not really a spoiler. It's a very minor spoiler. But at the end of the credits, they showed this picture of, the Warrior of Light with Sarah and Mia being now encased in these crystals. Garland, he went into the, whatever, he flew to a different world, I guess. He got sucked away out of Palamecia. But anyway, the three main characters here, they are now encased in crystal. And it makes me wonder, guys, how... This is already a very large game file. This is it's a premium game for your mobile devices as well as Steam. But, I feel like they have a challenge ahead of them as far as keeping the game file to, it's already a very large file. They can't just keep adding forever. It's going to get so big. So, I've heard a lot of rumors and concerns and talk online. Some people even speculating what if they made a second app? That would be terrible. But what if they made a secondary Mobius app for Part 2? So I'm pretty sure there will be a Part 2. This is a very profitable game. The game will continue. We don't know how the game will continue, but it will continue in a Part 2. I don't know what the story will be about. There has been talk about there will be 2 new characters. So these 3 characters you see are our main characters. They're all encased in these crystals now. That makes me think that they will not be usable in Part 2 of the game. Now, what does that mean? This opens up the discussion to all kind of different speculation and rumors. So just keep that in mind. Nothing is confirmed. I'm just trying to, my thought process. My fear is that they will introduce 2 new characters in Part 2. A different story, maybe even a different world. We don't know. And these different characters might use different types of cards, which means all the cards we've been working so hard to grind up and work for, and all the Supremes and stuff we've been summoning for, might not be usable with these new jobs, these new characters. We don't know. I hope they will, and maybe they will be. I don't know if. The game's in a hard spot with the power creep as it is, and that's I don't want to get ahead of myself, but that's another thing I want to talk about. But especially in Japan, the power creep is just getting outrageous, and if they started a Part 2 with a clean slate, that would take care of that problem. But on the other hand, you're going to have a lot of pissed off players. They're like, man, we spent all this money, all this time working to invest in these cards, have them maxed out, blah, 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 and now we can't even use them in Part 2. That would be complete bullshit. I would be very mad if that happened. I might just quit. You never know. The only saving grace I would say right now for us global players though is we have a unique position right now to have basically a whole year heads up, so like whatever they do in Japan, we know it's going to happen to global probably a year from now. So if they try to pull out some bullshit in Japan, that kind of lets us know, hey, we should probably stop spending money, or we should probably, consider not playing this as much if they're going to do some crap to us like that. So, I hope this is just all speculation that's going to be false. I hope the story will continue in a different way. I hope that we can continue using all our cards we've worked hard to get. I hope it continues to be a very fun game. Those are my hopes, but hopes and fears, it's hard to balance them sometimes when you're talking about the game like this. So it's very interesting. I'm really looking forward to see what Mobius will bring in Japan in the future. Now, talking about power creeps. So, guys, really, I've been slowing down on this game a little bit. I'll be honest with you guys. I love this game. I really do. I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. I've been having a blast making videos for you guys to watch, talk about the game. But the power creep in global is kind of getting to a point where the game is not that much fun anymore. Like, to start off this discussion, actually, I want to share a post. I had it up a second ago. Let me just pull up my Facebook here. So, I have my own Facebook page, in case you didn't know. I check it every so often, but this is a post one of my members posted, and it really is kind of, it really does kind of summarize how I feel about this topic. So he just says here basically that, he feels like Global Mobius is being ruined by 5-star Supreme cards. He says that there's no more challenge in both single player and multiplayer with them. He said if you join a multiplayer match, either people won't play because you don't have a Supreme card, or you have a Supreme card and then the match is over like in 2 to 3 minutes and you don't feel like you played. You join a match and then here comes the Supreme card user and then the match is over in 2 to 3 minutes. And I mean it's great for grinding out for grinding materials. But I mean the game is more than just grinding. I mean it just becomes totally boring if all you're trying to do is just get stuff all the time without actually playing. So like he says here, he's been playing since January, has some fantastic decks, but does it really matter how good your decks are if you don't have Supreme cards? Because either way, content's either too easy or no one wants to play with you without a Supreme card. So so I did comment on this. I do agree with this statement. I do feel like Supremes have definitely taken away the challenge from the game, especially in multiplayer. Multiplayer has just kind of turned into, I used to love multiplayer. Actually, I was actually reminiscing back, like I even say here, in the good old days. Back when multiplayer first started in global, we only had 4-panel jobs back then. There was no 8 panels. There was no, Supreme cards. There was no boosted weapons or custom skills or none of that crazy stuff. All you had was a 4-panel job, and you needed some good teamwork. You needed to actually try to work to kill the Sicarius and break it and stuff like that. And even though it was harder, it was a lot more fun. Now, you go, you show up. You play, you use Duncan and it's dead, like what's the point? So, I mean, and I'm, I can relate because I too, I have Duncan. It's amazing. Duncan is amazing. It's honestly, it's too strong for its own good. It just makes the game broken, I mean, look at that attack. It's just like, what the hell? And I mean, look, I have almost 3,000 attack on my Pudgy list, and that's without my weapon even being having the third auto. I don't even have the third auto ability yet that gives 10% extra attack. So once I do, I'm gonna have way over 3,000 attack. It's just such overkill. I can just run pretty much any Sicarius except light. I can just punch it a couple times and it's dead. To me, that kind of ruins the whole experience and actually playing multiplayer. And I've been seeing a decline in multiplayer as far as how many pickup games there has been, like random games you can join up. There's definitely been less people doing the open games. It's probably because people are just doing autos. They're just playing with themselves, you know? Literally, I mean, they're just doing autos, and I don't blame them. You know, it's quicker. You don't have to wait for people to join, and you know, you can farm up your stuff. But you know, I do feel like the power creep is a problem right now. And I don't know if it's going to get better, really. I mean, if looking at Japan with the 5-star Sicarius, I feel like, well, maybe those will be strong enough to balance things out. But, you know, we all know how this game is. There's going to continue being stronger and stronger cards, kind of taking away the challenge of the game. So I really hope, you know, the game kind of finds a more balance in the future, with harder content maybe. Honestly, they released Supreme cards way too early in Global, you know. Like, having the same Supreme cards being released in Global as Japan, it just doesn't make sense in where they are compared to us. It's just way too powerful. So that's another thing I have been concerned about, guys. You know, the power creep and just, you know, just the enjoyment of the game in general. You know, I'm a day one player. You know, I've been playing. I mean, look at my shit here. I've been purchasing these damn gift boxes for 11 months now. Almost gonna be 12 months, so happy anniversary. But you know, it's you know, I really do hope there's some more challenging content for us. So anyway, as far as problems go in the game, one last thing I want to talk about to finish this video up is the hacker problem. So same thing with multiplayer. Like, you know, if it's not a Supreme user just finishing the boss in like 3 minutes, I'm sure you guys have noticed if you've been playing any public games, but you know, every once in a while you get into a hacker party and someone will just insta kill the boss. And you know, honestly, I want to play. You know, I actually just, the boss is, why are you hacking? That's my question. If you're watching this video and you're a hacker, you know, I don't care if you dislike my video because I'm saying shit about hackers, but why are you hacking this game? The Sicarius battles are already easy as hell. Why do you have to do the insta-kill hack? Is it that hard for you? Like, seriously, are you a brand new player and you just don't know how to play and just trying to hack it? It's really not that hard. I mean, honestly, even if you're a brand new player and you're struggling in multiplayer, it takes time, guys. I mean, really. Like, you can't expect to play a game that's been out for a year if you're brand new and be able to clear all content, like, instantly. You know, it should, a good game should make you work for it and take time to build up your strength. You know, I think that's when some people get too impatient. I feel like sometimes I get questions from viewers or like, oh, Lotus Moon, I just started like last week, you know, how can I be stronger? And I tell them, you know, you gotta 8 panel some jobs that you're gonna stick with. You're gonna have to get those good cards, you know, leveled up and stuff. It takes time, guys. Especially with growth stars, you know, growth stars are hard to get, and unless you have a lot of money to spend, it's definitely a grind. You know, this game is a grind. So, if you're a brand new player, you know, just enjoy the content, enjoy being new. You know, I actually had more fun being a new player than I do now being a veteran. You know, and I've been playing this. I've been slow rolling this game, guys. I mean, look at my level. I'm only level 89, and I've been playing this since day one. You know, I should be well over 100, but I've been slow rolling the game, and I've been really enjoying it. You know, I've been trying to fully take in the game, you know. But hackers, you know, it's been a problem in multiplayer especially, and not just multiplayer. The thing that pisses me off more is the freaking event rankings. You know, it's clear as day that people are hacking left and right. It's like, well, these are all Supreme, and that's the other thing. Like, to get a high ranking, pretty much, you either have to be a hacker or you have to have a shitload of Supreme cards. I mean, what's Like, what's the challenge in that? You know, it's like, look at this list. It's all Supreme, 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 Hacker, Hacker, Hacker. It's like, you know, what the hell? You know? Kind of pisses me off, especially the hackers at least. You know, I didn't even try. I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't even try. Well, I haven't even started this event yet. This new, you know, multiplayer, whatever, event. I haven't even started yet, just because I have, you know, I'm kind of behind on content, and I just don't, you know, if you're into battle towers, that's cool. It's fun. It's actually one of the more challenging things in this game, which I do like. I used to really love battle towers, but with the hackers and all the Supremes, it kind of took away my you know, my interests, I guess you could say. I just want to get my rewards and kind of be done with it, but I mean, I understand it. It is cool. I know a lot of people really want to test themselves. How high can you climb? What kind of deck tuning can you do to get to the top? Very, you know, it's a great challenging aspect to this game. I do like it. But for me, like I said, I'm just kind of done with all the hackers and Supreme cards being rampant. I mean, like I said, I do have a couple Supreme cards myself, but that's not the thing. It's just, you know, people have like 4 Supreme cards and they're using them all. You know, it's just, you know, Aerith. How you supposed to keep up with that? You know, so it just kind of you know, this has turned to a little bit of a rant. But you know, I'm just being honest with you guys. If you disagree with me, you know, tell me why. Tell me in the comments. Hey, Lotus Moon, you know, I disagree with you. I think everything is fine, and I mean, you know, it's my opinion. You know, it's your opinion, my opinion. I don't think anyone's wrong here. You know, I'm just trying to express myself. You know, I do love this game. I wish it the best. I'm gonna keep playing. You know, I don't want to make anyone have the assumption I'm quitting. No, I'm gonna continue playing this game. I'll continue to cover it. Like I said, I've been kind of sick the last week, so I haven't been making videos as much. But the one last thing about hacker topic, and this is really the more concerning part to me, especially as a paid player. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's been increasing amounts of people selling Magicite online, whether it be you know, through through Steam, basically, right? And I didn't understand how it worked at first. I'm like, how are people selling Magicite at cheaper rates? It doesn't make any sense. You know, how Square Enix would just ban them if they're hacking or whatever. But there is some kind of loophole where people can, I guess through Steam, you know, go in your account, load you up Magicite, and then, like, you know, just kind of like quit their account or some shit like that. I don't know. But I mean, it's concerning, you know. It makes it a huge disadvantage for us legit players, especially people who actually want to spend real money on the game. If people are spending, you know, buying Magicite online from hackers for a super discounted price, and then they can do, like, you know, tons of rolls for really cheap. You know, that's just not fair. You know, that just makes me not want to spend any money in the game. It makes me not want to support the game, and it's sad. You know, I don't feel like that's how it should be. I feel like if you want to be a free-to-play player, then that's great. You know, enjoy the game for what it's worth. If you want to spend money on the game, then you should be able to get your money's worth, you know? So, I'm really disheartened about all these hackers selling Magicite and hacking up, you know, the event rankings and stuff. It's just, Square Enix, you really need to start cleaning this game up and start watching the hackers closer. You know, it really is hurting the game, and, you know, a lot of people are losing interest, you know, so I hope that they do help the game out. So that's about it, guys. I think that's all I wanted to say. If you stayed watching till the end of this video, thank you very much for supporting me and watching my videos. I love all you guys. I make these videos for you guys, really. You know, I love the community. I try to talk as much as I can. I'm a very busy guy, I'm sorry, but, you know, I do love talking with some of you when I have the chance. Say hi sometimes, you know, I'll still see your post. But a little treat, I guess. I just wanted, I'm gonna fight Chaos here in hard mode, on hard. I'm gonna use the Supreme card to see how easy it is. Let's maybe further prove my point. Let's see how many Dunkins it takes to kill a Chaos on hard mode on hard. So let's just kind of find out here. Here he is, Chaos, in Chapter 3, Part 2, Hard Mode. I just want to see how easy it is with Duncan. You know, I'm not even gonna buff up. Let's just hit him with Phantom Rush. Oh, he's actually pretty resistant. Yeah, not bad. I gotta say, not bad. This actually might be a little harder than I thought. Here, let's kick him. Let's kick him. No! He's still so easy. Here, let's put on a Brave. Let's go ahead and rush him again. Ah, he's dead. Well, I knew it was going to be an easy battle anyway. I mean, it had to be an easy battle with the Supreme card, but he's actually a little bit tougher than I thought, you know? So here we are, Chaos. If you guys don't mind watching spoilers, you guys should check out the video on Japanese chapter ending. It's a pretty cool fight with Chaos. I am unworthy. It's okay, Echo's still looking bae, so that's at least motivation enough. Blah blah, how much EXP? Quite a bit. And I got another Chaos card, sweet. I can add to my collection. 2 Chaos cards now. Chaos is beaten, and you still live. I knew you still show great promise. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, guys, I'm sure you've seen this already, so I'm not gonna keep recording for this conversation. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me hear you guys' thoughts about all this. Let me know if you're excited about the anniversary. I am very excited, guys. You know, I had to get this off my chest. Talk to you guys some real talk. About my feelings on some of these topics. So, anyway, guys, have a good night. I'll see you guys next video.